this is Judgment Awaits, and I wanted to talk to you today about game capture devices. And if you've seen my previous video, you know I was running the Hauppauge HD PVR 1212, and you can see that right here. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this. The short of it is, it records in 1080, and it retails for right around $200. Now, my one issue with it is that you had to use component cables. I just prefer an HDMI cable, but unfortunately you can't use an HDMI cable with this device. So that led me to look for other devices, and the Elgato just came out with a Game Capture HD device that only uses HDMI cables, and it retails for around the same price at $200 and also allows you to record in 1080. So here's the actual device. As you can see, it is a heck of a lot smaller than the Hauppauge, and it only uses HDMI cables. So in order to hook this up, you have an HDMI cable running from your Xbox right into that HDMI port, that's the in, and then an HDMI cable runs from the out to your TV, so you get that nice HDMI signal going on. In order to power it, you have a USB cord that runs to your computer. Now, the nice thing about the Hauppauge, it powers on with an actual plug. You have to use the USB cable with the Elgato. Why does that make a difference? Well, you don't always want to record gameplay, so you don't always, want to have your computer running while you're playing. But with this, you either have to have a USB powered port or your computer running in order to get this device to turn on and have your signal go through, unless you just want to unplug it. So a little bit of a negative, but not that bad. As far as software, the Hauppauge does not come with editing software. The Elgato does, so that's nice. You don't have to have that third party. I'm using Sony Vegas Movie Studio HD in order to add commentary and everything to my gameplay and then render it and get it on YouTube. The Elgato comes with all that software, though I don't think it's as nice as the Sony, but at least it comes with something where the Hauppauge didn't. So you're going to be good to go with this device. You're going to be able to upload it to YouTube right from the software. You just have to go to their website and download it. Now, I want to show you that software and some cool features about that here, so let me switch over.
Alright, so here's the software. You've got your video obviously on the left and all your input devices on the right and settings. So I'm going to show you what I have it set up for, and I'm going to click on this button here. Now here's where your files are going to be saved as, and you can set those and change those as you need to. On the bottom you can hook up your YouTube and Facebook and Twitter accounts and all those other things and have it so that it just sends it right to those things. So that's pretty nice. In the middle is this share thing. It says always convert newly recorded videos. If you have that checked, it will record your video in an M2TS, and at the same time it will convert it to an MP4. So that's nice if you can't use the M2TS, but the problem is if you have an older computer, that's going to really be a resource hog, so you got to be careful with that. So I've been unchecking this here lately because I can use the M2TS and I don't need the MP4. But if you've got the computing power and you like the MP4, leave that checked. So that's one of the things you want to be cautious of. That's basically it for your preferences. If I click on this little information button, you can find all these different things about your thing and get help and go to their websites and everything like that. Now, if I click on the tools over here, this is where the important stuff. So I'm going to click on that and I'll zoom in. So you can set up for various devices. You can record from your Xbox 360, PlayStation, iPad. Here's the input. I don't know why it has component because it's only an HDMI cable, but maybe I don't know something. And your profile, you can change it from 1080 to 720. I used to record everything in 1080, but I've gone back to 720 just because I'm running out of room until I get my new computer. Just so you know, a 1080 file that's 10 minutes long is about 2 gigabytes and 720 is about 1 gigabyte. Now here you can change your picture and you can change the brightness and everything like that. It'll change it obviously on what you're looking at on your computer and also your game, because remember the signal is going through this. So say you're watching zombie videos or recording those, you could take the brightness up if it's a little too dark. Alright, moving over here to the right, you can mute it. Obviously if you've got your actual volume going, you don't want to hear it through your computer as well. And you can change the title, the game, the description, and actually add tags right here just so you can keep track of these files and everything like that. So I'm going to enter in C-Town Spaz, MW3, and maybe put in that I went 26 and 4 or something like that, and then I can add in some tags. So this is nice for keeping track of everything and keeping it organized. Now on the bottom right, the big red button is the actual record button, obviously, and you can see that the time is running right there, and I'll explain that a little bit later, but you can see how much space I have left. I only have 159 gigabytes left, so that's why I'm going to the 720. All right, so I hit record, and I've got the video actually playing, so it's probably going to show up a little jerky as I record this just because I've got this going, I've got something rendering, and I am using some software to capture this on the computer. So here's a nice 3-fer that I get starting out, and that's the clip that I wanted to get. Now the really nice thing about this software is sometimes you're playing and you don't want to record every game, but it'd be nice to know, ahead of time which game's going to be good and everything like that, or sometimes you forget to hit record. The nice thing about this software is if you go down to the bottom right, you can actually just have this on but not recording, and say something happens, you can drag this bar back to a point that you want to record. So it actually is kind of keeping track of what's going on, but not definitely saving it as a video until you hit record. So you can kind of go back in time and record something, which really comes in handy. Say you do something cool and you weren't recording, you can go back and hit record. But let me take you now over to the editing side. Over here on the right middle are the 2 videos that I hit record. So I'm going to click on one of those, and then in the bottom here is the actual timeline of the video. So I can play through it, I can pause it, I can put in areas and hit cut. Say I wanted to cut this part out, it's really boring, I just move it over, hit cut, and then I can actually just delete it. I hit delete or hit the trash can, and then I can just move the other video over. So that's nice. You can edit out the things, or put a nice short clip on there of something really cool that you did. Let me also clarify something too about this editing software. You're still going to need something to record your gameplay commentary if you want to combine those and put them up on YouTube. This is just editing software that you can trim the video and share it, that portion of it. You're still going to need something else if you want to do commentary with your video. But there's the basics of the Elgato. Let me know if you got any questions. I wanted to wait a couple months after I got this to actually put out this video just to use it and actually see if I like it and how I liked it compared to the HD PVR 1212. There's things that I like about both. This one, like I said in the earlier video, it's nice because it's got the HDMI cables. It's nice because it's small and it lets you go back in time and kind of record. Plus you have the editing software in here. So that's really nice. The only thing I don't like about it is, like what I said before, you have to power it with a USB cable, and I'd rather have an actual plug like with the HD PVR. And hopefully I'm explaining that so you can understand it. Like when I'm playing a game that I don't want to record, or like Call of Duty, a game where I can go back and record it later from the theater mode, I don't want to have my computer on in order to play it. But the signal goes through the Elgato, and I have to have it powered on so that I can get that signal through there so that I can actually play. Otherwise I have to unplug my HDMI cable from the Elgato and plug it into my TV and switch it back and forth when I want to capture, which it's just kind of a pain in the butt. Where the HD PVR, I just turned that on, didn't have to have my computer going. I could just have that device on itself, and I could play my game without switching all my cables and everything. But other than that, pretty nice thing. You can probably get this thing now for about $175 on Amazon or something like that, which is pretty comparable to the HD PVR right now. But both are really solid devices, and I definitely recommend both of them. But hopefully this can help you choose and see which one better suits you. But if you have any questions, let me know. As always though, take care and God bless.